As you make decisions, you change the pool of customers that you attract. I mean, and just click through a few more of these. Availability, right? You know, people, and again, I don't disagree with this. People say, look, this is my work hours, and this is what I do, and this is when I'm available. And if you want to do business with me at those times, here I am, okay? That's great, but you may be missing a lot of working people because they're not available at those times. And it is always amazing to me to go into a store or an art gallery, and you have somebody there that's got their head buried in their bookwork, or they're talking on their phone to somebody, and they are too busy to say hello and acknowledge your presence. Now, what you're really doing is firing customers. When you retain that person, you pay them whatever it is, $8, $10, $12 an hour, that person is firing customers on your behalf. But retaining an employee in a customer service setting that isn't friendly is clearly costing you business. So to be successful, you have to hire more must-have customers. Now the question is, okay, how do you hire them? Because they're the future of your business. Well, the key way you run a customer wanted ad, essentially, when you run advertising, you advertise with John on Crystal, or you advertise in the Summit Daily, or you buy a Yellow Pages ad. I mean, really what you're trying to do is hire customers. You're sending out a message that says, I want you to be part of my business. The unfortunate fact about that is most advertising and communications doesn't work. Now, I'm not telling you that advertising doesn't work, because we work with clients a lot on this subject. And we know that if you're doing the right advertising, you can build a terrific business. But very often the advertising isn't the right advertising, and therefore it doesn't work. And John was telling me last. So the communications you need to think about is that you need to create a message that matches up with your business. And you got to be very careful about that, because what you want to do is you want to hit the rules of the customers you want to do business with. You want to send a message that's relevant to a very, very specific group of customers. So if your business is built on superior quality, your message has to talk about superior quality. It's got to be very crystal clear that that's what it is, and that the message is not too complicated. So anyway, here's a couple of ads that out of the Summit Daily. Embers is it's where Cafe Alpine used to be. And they've done a beautiful job. They've remodeled the place. But what's interesting about it is they are creating food that's really, really different. It's a very unique dining experience. So this is their ad, which I think is absolutely sensational. You see this in the Summit Daily, and it's not just another buy one, get the second one at half price, or buy one, get a free glass of wine, or get free dessert, or a lot of the promotional things that companies can do. What this one does is, to me, clearly communicates that you're going to have a unique food experience. If you're a steak and potatoes person, this is not your restaurant. So I think this ad does a great job of really communicating a message of uniqueness. Now here's the exact opposite. And by the way, I think this is a great ad, all right? Because this Frisco Depot that opened up, they have been crystal clear all along. They want to be the low-priced food experience in Summit County. You know, hopefully good food. But they want to make sure that people that are looking for price, and of course they make a point about friendly family dining. So whether it's tourists or locals, if price is an issue, and for a lot of the world price is an issue, they are clearly positioning themselves as that's what we do that's different. So when I talk about sending a relevant message to the customers you need to do business with, you really need to think about what do you do that's different, Who does that mesh up with? And what do they want to hear? What's the message they want to hear? So advertising does work if you're sending the right message to the right people that are critical to your success. So any of the media can work if you know who you want to reach, and the media can provide you with that audience. So even if you have to pay a lot more per hit, per person, you're better off paying a lot more to get the audience you need than getting a lot of people for very little money. Number one, you need to have a clear picture of the unique attributes and attitudes of your core customer. Very often, when you talk to media salespeople or ad agencies, they talk about demographics. So when you think about who you do business with, think about, is it demographics that brings them to you, or is it really psychographics, what you offer and how that fits with their interest? The second thing you need to know is, why are they loyal to you? And by the way, you can ask them. I mean, that's usually the best way to find out. Why do you do business with me instead of the guy down the street? All right? And if you ask enough of your core customers that question, you'll start to really see sometimes what makes you unique and different. You may not see it yourself, you may not really have the feel for it yourself, but let your customer tell you what makes you unique and different. And once you really understand that, now you know who you want to advertise for, because you want more people to appreciate that. The ways of gathering that can be as simple as conversation. It could be market research. There's a couple of services right now on the internet, Zoomerang and SurveyMonkey, that are very, very inexpensive and give almost anybody in any kind of business the ability to do customer research. And I mean, the last point I like to make is guessing is gambling. If you're guessing at that, getting closer. If you're guessing at that, the point is you're just taking a risk with your business, and it's really not worth the risk. So anyway, here's a little time and action plan. Number one, know your core customers. Really, really understand who they are. Once you understand them and what makes them unique in terms of why they come to you, whether it's their interest in quality or style or price or whatever it is, now you know who the people are. You want to attract more people that have that interest, because that's what you do better than anybody else. You got to know the rules. Business is a very simple game. Customers have rules. If you don't play by their rules, you don't win. And a lot of business owners say, look, this is my business and I have policies. And you're welcome to that. All you got to understand is, when you create a policy, you exclude a group of people. And that may be okay, because if they're not profitable, excluding them is a really, really smart thing to do. But you simply have to know, how do your policies exclude groups of customers? Create focused advertising. Get the right message to the right customers. Pay more money per customer, but make sure you're getting the right message to the right customer, because blanket advertising is totally a waste. And one of the other things you could do is create a customer advisory panel. Has anybody in here ever shopped at Lululemon? Do you know what their ad budget is?
Zero.
John passed out last night when it was zero. They have built their business on creating core customer advisory panels, including the best Pilates teacher in town, the best yoga teacher in town, the premier ballerina in the dance company. And this is their group that they have built their business through word of mouth, through viral marketing. And they've built an incredible success. So that last little comment there can be very, very powerful. As I said earlier, businesses lose billions of dollars every year doing business with the wrong customers. Don't be one of them. Thank you.